Good morning, afternoon, or whatever time period it is when you watch this video. Welcome back to this week's Wellness Chat and Check In. I'm your host, Love Goddess. How are you doing? How are you feeling? How is 2022 treating you? I know it just started. Things are looking, I don't know, whoever's writing this season of Earth, the writers are just off the fucking walls, man. It's all their wildest dreams are coming true. Everything that a writer actually wants to put in a story is happening, or has been happening for the last 2 years. And as much as I want to be mad at the writers, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I was trying to come up with a transition between the writers of Earth and forgiveness and what forgiveness is not. That's what we're talking about today. What forgiveness is not, what things I don't forgive, which will lead us into next week's installment, which is how to forgive. But I don't have a transition, so this is the transition. Welcome back. It's part two. We're going on to part two. We're going to talk about forgiveness again. If you did not watch last week, you really should. Like, you really, 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 really should. I'll even be nice and put the link in the description box if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're not watching this on YouTube, just check my IGTV and it should be there. But either way, to recap last week, we talked about forgiveness, what it means, which is basically just some sort of change. You're letting something go, you're giving someone a pass, you're trying to forgive and forget, and I'll get into why I rolled my eyes when it comes to forgive and forget a little bit later. But we talked about forgiveness, and we talked about why it's so hard to forgive other people and ourselves. This week, let's talk about what forgiveness is not. So the first thing is that forgiveness is not a feeling. It's really not. It is a choice. You are choosing to forgive someone. You are choosing to let something go. To let the pain go, to let the expectations go, to try to allow in something new and better. But it's not a feeling. You being happy once you forgive someone or something, that itself is a feeling, but you made the decision to forgive. So it's not a feeling, it's a choice. Forgiveness is also not condoning what someone did to you or what you did to yourself. Now, sometimes it's really easy to enable people for a lot of different reasons. More often than not, we enable people because it's just easier. And life is hard. Life is extremely hard. So enabling people just seems like an easy way out. And in the meantime, in the short term, it is an easy way out. But in the long term, which is what you really should be working on, at least that is the point, from my perspective, of what a wellness journey is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about fixing, not really fixing, but improving yourself over time. You have to make long-term decisions, not short-term decisions. And when you enable someone, you are just kind of guaranteeing that that thing, that action, that person is going to hurt you again, probably in the exact same way or worse, because you didn't stop it. Eventually, we have to realize that we are culpable. we are responsible for what happens. You don't have to keep those people around you. You don't have to keep doing that thing just because you forgave. You just don't. There's no reason to keep those people or that action knowing that it's going to hurt you. So forgiveness is not condoning. It's not enabling. It's not a feeling. Forgiveness also is not staying in the past, in the moment where you were hurt. You can't say that you forgive someone and then throw it in their face again. You didn't really forgive. I'm just saying, you didn't really forgive if you keep bringing it up. You know what really stuck? When you're able to walk away. You're able to think about it and it doesn't hurt as much. You're not lashing out as much. And I say lashing out because it's something that I do. Even though I didn't think that I did it, still, I do. I also, maybe because I'm petty, maybe because there's still a lot more improvement that needs to happen with me, but I don't forgive and forget. I don't forgive and forget. You hurt me. I'm gonna remember that. I just will. I might forgive you over time, but that thing you did is always going to be in my head. That thing that I did is always going to be in my head. And that probably means that there is so much more healing that I need to do. And that's fine. You know, I have the rest of my life to let go of things and be better about stuff. But I don't forgive and forget, just like I don't go backwards. If you hurt me, I'm going to remember it so that you don't do it again. Or so that I don't do it again. I also don't forgive abusers. That means family. That means friends. That means partners. That means coworkers. That means anyone who's had a close enough relationship to me to where they can abuse me. Again, maybe I need to work on that. I probably need to work on that. But abusers, nah, you gotta go. You gotta go. Jail. Jail. Leave me alone. Leave all of us alone. Stop it. And when I say abusers, I mean okay? I don't forgive nearly as much as I should. I know I don't. But not everyone deserves my forgiveness. And not everyone deserves to allow to be back in to my life, to your life, to all of our lives. Sometimes you can't come back from it. But that's not every situation. It's not every situation. There are some people and some things that we do need to forgive. So next week, we are going to talk about how to forgive. What are the actual steps and how to know when it sticks. But before we get to next week, I have some questions for you guys. And yes, I'm doing this on my phone because I'm trying to work smarter and not harder. First question. What's something that you have forgiven, but you have not allowed back in your a really bad habit, something that someone hurt you, something that someone did that hurt you, you know, what is that thing that you won't allow back in? Second question is, why won't you let it back in? And be as honest as possible. Why won't you let that thing back in? Why won't you let that person back in? That action. The third question is the hypothetical. So, go with me on this, okay? If that action or that person was back in your life, that bad habit, not a bad person, but the person that hurt you, that you forgave, but you will not let back in. If they did come back, do you trust that they won't hurt you in the same way or in a similar way? Do you trust it? So while you're thinking about those answers, follow me on social media, wherever my hands are going. They should be popping up around here. Follow me there. Tell me your comments in the comment section if you're on YouTube, in the comment section if you are on Instagram. Bug me on Twitter, bug me on Facebook, because I think I'm going to start doing stuff there too, but who knows? I love you guys. I will see you next week to talk about how to forgive with actual steps, because I feel like we need them. Bye.